So we got room for family of the assistants and Coach Pope right here. He's kind of spot, so we're gonna move out.
Hey, hi.
Yeah, you know that. Come on.
Hey, Lisa, do you guys want to come? Here, you guys come up. Yeah.
You just leave it. Yeah, wherever.
Oh, you guys all come. Hey, how are you? So good to see you.
Yeah, if you don't mind. All right, just the format real quick. We're gonna have Coach Pope come up, make a quick statement about the staff, and then we'll bring up the 3 new assistants, and they'll take questions for the next 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, guys, this is a great day for me because as beautiful as this building is, it's been so lonely for the last, I don't know, week or 10 days. And it's also a great day because I think we put together a staff that will do BYU men's basketball extraordinarily proud. I have guys that are incredibly devoted to pursuing greatness here, that are fully capable as coaches, both in the film room and on the court, and in the relationships with these players. I got guys with unbelievable street cred and a whole bunch of swag, okay? And I know them all very, very well, and so I'm incredibly excited. First, let me just say I'm so grateful to Leanne and Lisa and Danielle and Megan, these guys, better halves that are going to endure the torture that we go through trying to build this place, and I'm grateful for you guys for being here and being so supportive. With that, probably the most interesting thing to talk to these guys about is if you go to our office suite, okay, there's only one office that has a window to the outside. So if you need it, we have video about how that was decided, and in true BYU fashion, the assistants all came down here and shot for it, okay? And this is gonna determine their joy for the next several years is who gets to look outside and who's looking inside. I'll let these guys tell you the stories. Nick, his plane wasn't here early enough, so he lost out on the deal altogether. So Coach Burgess and Coach Feger were like, let's shoot now before he gets here. If you've seen, Nick Robinson is the owner of one of the greatest shots in Pac-10 history, Pac-12 history. So make sure to look that up. And so Burge and Cody disposed of him, and Cody's going to claim that it's because he had to shoot in loafers, but I'll let them tell you the story. Okay. So without any more pause, let me bring those guys up here, and you guys can fire questions at them. Okay. Should we get an opening statement from these guys?
If they want to. What do you think, Coach?
I like it.
All right,
Let's hear them speak.
Go ahead, Coach Burgess. Let's go with you first.
Really excited. First of all, I want to thank Coach Pope for this opportunity. 4 years ago, when he brought me out to Utah Valley to learn from him, obviously a huge mentor in this game. My mentor, my head coach I played for college, is no longer living, and so there's not a lot of mentors I had in this game. And to get to know Coach and to trust me 4 years later, to be here at BYU is something that I'm forever grateful for. Thank my wife Lisa, and 4 of my 5 kids are here. They have to put up with Dad not being there all the time. That's why I married a former athlete, because she understands the time and commitment competitive former athletes and coaches it takes to be successful and to try to grow as a coach. So I'm so grateful to be here. BYU has been around my family for a long, long time, my whole life, and so to be at this school during this time, I couldn't be happier. Thank you.
Well, they put the shortest guy in the middle for the leg room for these guys. Yeah, I'm so excited to be back here. You know, I went to UVU with Coach Pope. I really believe in him, and that's why I'm back here. You know, BYU has an unbelievable tradition, and I'm really excited to be back. You know, my wife has been through 6 different schools. She's been with me everywhere. I'm really lucky for that. Obviously, my 2 kids, Andrew and Isabella. So, yeah, I'm really excited to be back. I'm ready to start working, ready to get going here.
I am super excited to be able to join Coach Pope's staff. It's been an incredible journey. I got to know him 10 years ago in the SEC, and we've run parallel paths, and the opportunity to be able to join him here at BYU is an incredible opportunity. So really thank Coach Pope for this opportunity, the opportunity to be able to work with 2 great men, 2 great coaches. Really thank my wife, Megan, who was able to make it in today, and obviously my children, Annie, Tate, and Toby, and Elsie, who are at home, but just couldn't be more excited about the opportunity to represent BYU, its mission, the athletic department, and this basketball program as we move forward into the future.
All right, with that, we'll take questions from the media.
Coach Beaker, first and foremost, I just want to express my sympathy towards anyone you might know at Law Tech. I have a friend down there, and I know that a lot of stuff has happened in the last little while today. Pretty devastating, so I express my sympathy there. Between the 2 of you, there was a lot of coaching with big men and then with wingers and great success. Is that what you 2 are expecting to bring to BYU and your coaching staff now as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do, right? We're relentless at making sure that these guys are going to be the best that they can be at the end of the day in every facet, whether it's off the court and on the court, you know? And that's what we love doing. We love building relationships with these guys. Like, we got a couple of the former guys here with us today that were with us at Utah Valley. You know, that's what we do. That's what our goal is every single day.
And like being a former post player, yeah, I'll work with the post guys. I've done the last 4 years, but Coach Pope also will mix it up some days, and Coach Fieger will be down with the bigs, and I'll be down with the guards. I mean, you don't want to get kind of pigeonholed in terms of just always working with the bigs, but he kind of nailed it on the head when he was talking about how we develop guys, what we've done kind of last 4 years, and it really works. But we're really good with all different types of players, all different types of positions.
Nick, how much can your previous head coaching experience bring to the staff and to Coach Pope?
You know, the opportunity to be a young head coach, afforded me a lot of life lessons, as well as lessons in coaching, which, I think at this stage in my career, I'm looking forward to bringing some of those lessons to the table. Coach Pope obviously, has had great success as a head coach, so looking forward to learn from him. And these 2 next to me will be head coaches at some point in time in the near future. So, there's a lot to learn, and that's one of the most valuable lessons is that as coaches, it's continual learning, continual growing, and that's a big reason why I wanted to join Coach Pope's staff.
Chris, what part of Mark's approach to recruiting you here to come join him was the part that stuck with you and kind of got you interested and made you want to show?
I think I recruited him more to try to join his staff. When he had taken this job, obviously there's the opportunity to potentially stay at UVU, whoever got the head job. And when it was Coach Madsen, it was a no-brainer for me to kind of reach out to Coach and let him know, hey, like I want to keep working for you, I want to keep learning from you. And so I think we have a really good flow. We're both post guys back in the day, but he's really good with the guards, and in fact, he allowed me over my 4 years to kind of run the bigs and kind of do it under his tutelage the first couple years. But we just have a really good flow, and that's kind of how he runs his whole staff, where there's just great chemistry. So when he kind of reached out and we were talking through this process, it was a no-brainer for me to continue working for him.
What about being at BYU though? What part about coaching at this university appealed to you?
Well, I love the university. First of all, it's an amazing university. It's a winning program. What Coach Rose and the coaches before her have done is amazing. Living in this valley for the last 4 years, there's something about it. BYU being a part of my family for a long time. My sister played here. My dad went to school here. My two brothers who were here both played here. So I know how important this university is to this, not just the state and the members of the church and things like that, but it's been the last 4 years being around it, having played them. I know how important this university is, and like that's why I was drawn to it. I wanted to continue this history and do something special, and like Coach talks about, do something people tell us we can't do.
What about you, Cody? You've been here before, obviously.
Yeah, I've been here before, and like the tradition, come on, playing in the Marriott Center, this place is amazing. And then obviously being able to work with Coach Pope again, it's second to none, right? I didn't want to be anywhere else.
Chris, did you have to go out and buy that blue tie and change your wardrobe at all?
He already had that.
I have a lot of suits. I've lived in a lot of different places, coached a lot of different places over the years, and regardless of the colors. But to answer your question, no, I've had this blue suit, I've had this blue tie.
I heard some of your former Utah teammates
Yeah.
have given you the business on social media and that. How are you handling that?
They're great. I just actually kind of hung out with a lot of them on Tuesday night. We all went out, and it's amazing how many they're excited. They're going to give me a hard time regardless, but it's amazing how like, man, it's going to be fun to watch BYU. It's going to be fun to follow you guys. You guys kill it at Utah Valley. I'm so excited to see where you guys can take BYU. It's been more of that. Like there's a bond that you have in the locker room that's, especially playing for Coach Majerus during the time, that is unbreakable. We went through so much physically and mentally that there's just this strong connection that Coach Fieger knows, having worked for him, that they know the hard work it takes to get where you're at, and so they appreciate it. And there's just this love of, hey man, it doesn't matter where you're at, like we're cheering for you, right? And even like Nick Jacobson, former player, tweeting about Cody and I, and even talking about BYU, it just shows the connection and the love that we have for each other as former teammates.
Cody, what excites you most about the situation you and the staff are inheriting here at BYU?
Just being able to work with these new guys, get to know all these new players, right? I'm really excited about it, you know. Some of these guys we were actually, you know, I think TJ Hawes and some of these guys were on the recruiting trips when we were here. So it's pretty cool that we're going to be able to get a chance to actually coach these guys, you know, and you know, being able to work with these two guys, I'm really excited about, right? And, it's great to be back here at BYU. It really is.
Nick, you touched on your relationship with Coach Pope going back a ways. How did that begin, and how's it developed over the years?
It began, you know, both in the SEC on the operations side of the basketball programs that we were associated with, under great coaches who challenged us, and we challenged each other at that early stage. And since that time, it's just grown. The relationship has grown, the opportunity to get to know each other better, the opportunity to compete against one another, and now to be able to join forces with Coach here at BYU, it's an incredible opportunity. And like Chris and Cody both stated, the opportunity to build relationships. BYU is a very special place, but you know, to get texts from guys that are, you know, currents, you know, at 3 o'clock in the morning last night, you know, really warmed my heart in terms of excitement of being here.
Chris, of course, everybody kind of knows your story,
Yeah.
the recruiting process. Those when you didn't come to BYU, what's it going to be like now? Did you recruit to this university even though you didn't come and play here?
Great question. We're going to recruit. We're going to, like Coach talked about, casting youth. We're going to recruit we're going to recruit some of the best players, and we're going to go hard after them, right? And we're going to try to find the guys that want to be here, want to be a part of this program and the history of it, want to be a part of playing in front of 20,000 people. We're going to get those guys. And so whether I played at this university or that, it doesn't matter to me, right? What I can do is I can sell my story, or all of us can sell our stories, right? And we're going to find the kids that want to be here.
Cody, have any responsibilities been handed out yet, or as far as who runs the defense, offense?
No, nothing like that. We've only talked roster for about 10 minutes right before we came in here. So we're wide open right now.
Yeah, we're fresh, right? I got here 2 hours ago and missed the shoot-a-thon, right?
So let's hear the story about the shooting between Cody
So-
and
We have
So,
video.
yeah, so-
Just ask the media after. Yeah, got it.
it.
Cody made a mistake.
The issue was I was playing against a trail big. He's a 5. He's a trail 5, and he shoots in the middle of the floor every single time. If I would have shot from the corner, it would have been a no-brainer. I would have won that thing easy. But we shot right from where he shoots it all the time. So
Yep.
So Burge won.
Chris gets the window.
I got the
Burge
window.
got the window.
I got
Just
the
for 3 months though. Then we're gonna do it again.
Thankfully. Hopefully I'll be in the building this time.
Nick will be picking up a recruit, and we'll be like, "All right, hey Nick, we'll see you at Birds. Let's go."
It's that time.
Nick's got a pretty good shot too, so.
Yeah.
Nick, your recruiting story maybe not as well known as Chris's, but you're a member of the sponsoring faith as well. Can you take us back to when you were considering where to go, how that all came about, and was BYU in the mix for you at that time? What did you think about the school then?
Yeah, so in the summer of 1997, the new staff, Coach Rose and Coach Cleveland, had just taken over. So I was fortunate to be able to be recruited by them, but at that point it was pretty far down the road with 2 other schools, and ultimately decided to attend Stanford.
And you went mission route out of high school, is that right?
I did, yeah. So turned 19 in the MTC at that particular time. Went on my mission to Brazil, and then returned to Stanford where I redshirted. So yeah, in terms of the recruiting process, this has been an amazing process, right? The coach Pope has afforded me to be recruited here. You know, Tom, who's here, did an amazing job. You know, as well as these guys. So everything to me is brand new. Obviously, I've been familiar with the staff and the program over the years, but I'm asking a lot of questions, which has been a great thing, and it's been an amazing experience to this point.
Anything else? Any other questions?
We've seen on social media a little bit, and I'm sure that some people might have some questions on this, but the name Toulson has come up with BYU in the last little while. Is there any word that we can receive on that at all from a BYU source?
Yeah, I don't think we're allowed to comment on any of that stuff.
I can't comment on that.
We can talk about Connor Toulson. He's in the back there.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, coaches.
I didn't. And tell you the truth, I looked at video or anything. I heard there's a tornado, but I don't know too. Oh, really?
Yeah,